Google just made OpenAI's $20 subscription model obsolete. Google's bundling 2 terabyte storage with AI features at $19.99, matching ChatGPT Plus pricing at $20 while delivering bundled storage value that ChatGPT Plus lacks. Free users now get higher daily image quotas and 4 images per request versus ChatGPT's single output, fundamentally breaking OpenAI's paywall strategy. Google's AI Pro plan jumped from 2 terabytes to 5 terabytes of storage in April 2026, while keeping the price at $20 monthly, essentially giving subscribers 150% more storage at no extra cost. Compare that value proposition to what you get with ChatGPT Plus. ChatGPT Plus at $20 per month gives you AI access with usage limits, but zero storage. The math here is brutal for OpenAI. Google Drive's 5 terabyte plan represents roughly half the AI Pro subscription value, while ChatGPT Plus bundles nothing but chat access. Google is essentially offering premium AI features for $10 when you factor in the bundled storage value, undercutting ChatGPT Plus and positioning Google as the value leader in AI subscriptions that include practical utility beyond just chatbot access. But storage is just the foundation. Google's $20 AI Pro plan now includes YouTube Premium Lite at no extra cost, normally $8.99 a month for a mostly ad-free YouTube experience. Google also bundled its Home Premium subscription into AI Pro, a perk that usually costs $10 per month by itself. When you add up the standalone values, 5 terabytes storage, YouTube Premium Lite, and Home Premium, you're looking at roughly $30 worth of services for $20. This bundling strategy forces OpenAI into an impossible position. They can't match Google's storage offerings without fundamentally restructuring their business model, and they can't compete on price without destroying their margins. The real genius is that Google isn't just competing on AI features anymore. They're redefining what an AI subscription should include, making OpenAI's standalone chatbot model look overpriced and incomplete by comparison. OpenAI's inference costs hit $8.4 billion in 2025 and are projected to rise to $14.1 billion in 2026, while cash burn has risen to approximately $27 billion in 2026. Google search revenue alone reached $63.07 billion in Q4 2025. Meaning Google generates more revenue from search in a single quarter than OpenAI's entire annual operating costs. This isn't just about having deeper pockets. OpenAI posted a 33% gross margin in 2025, constrained by inference costs and down from 40% the previous year. Compare that to Google's search business, which operates at software-level margins north of 70%. Every ChatGPT query costs OpenAI real money to process, while every Google search query generates advertising revenue that funds their AI development. The structural problem deepens when you examine funding dependencies. OpenAI closed a $122 billion funding round at an $852 billion post-money valuation, but that capital comes with investor expectations for returns. Google will spend between $175 billion to $185 billion in CapEx in 2026, possibly doubling the $91.4 billion it spent in 2025. And they're funding this expansion entirely from their own cash flow, not external investors demanding profit timelines. Google can afford to give away premium AI features because they're not trying to make money directly from AI subscriptions. Annual revenues exceeded $400 billion for the first time, with services revenue rising 14% to $95.9 billion. Driven in part by 17% growth in Google search. They're using search profits to subsidize AI development, turning their AI offerings into a customer acquisition and retention tool for their broader ecosystem rather than a standalone revenue center. OpenAI needs their AI subscriptions to eventually cover massive infrastructure costs and generate returns for investors. Cumulative cash burn is projected to jump by roughly $111 billion more than previously estimated through 2030. With cash burn of $25 billion in 2026 and $57 billion in 2027. They can't afford to go free without destroying their entire business model, which is exactly what makes Google's strategy so devastating. Given Google's AI Pro plan jumped from 2 terabytes to 5 terabytes of storage in April 2026 while keeping the price at $19.99 monthly, and that YouTube Premium Lite plan is included at no extra cost, do you think Google's bundling strategy will force other AI companies to completely rethink their pricing models? Comment your thoughts below. Now let's examine exactly how OpenAI's economics make it impossible for them to compete with this approach. ChatGPT's market share has declined from 87.2% to 56.7%, according to the latest SimilarWeb data, representing a 30.5 percentage point drop in just 12 months. But the velocity is what should terrify OpenAI's investors. According to SimilarWeb's Q1 2026 AI traffic report, ChatGPT lost more traffic share in the first quarter of 2026 than in all of 2025 combined. By March 2026, that figure had fallen to 56.7% according to SimilarWeb, a staggering 30-point drop in 14 months. Meanwhile, Google's Gemini surged from 5.7% to 21.5% of AI chatbot traffic over the same period. The acceleration is brutal. The latest Apptopia data showing ChatGPT's US mobile app share has now fallen below 40% for the first time. This isn't gradual market maturation. This is Google's distribution advantage working exactly as designed. Google processes approximately 8.5 billion searches per day. In late 2025, Google expanded AI overviews, Gemini-powered summary answers that appear above traditional search results, to all English language queries globally. By February 2026, Google reported that over 2 billion users per month interact with AI overviews in some form. Every single Google search is now a potential Gemini interaction. Users do not need to navigate to a separate website, create an account, or change their existing behavior. AI-generated answers simply appear in the search results they were already going to see. OpenAI built a destination. Google built an ambush. The subscription numbers reveal the deeper problem. Despite 800 million weekly users, only approximately 5% maintain paid subscriptions, ChatGPT Plus or higher tiers, totaling roughly 40 million subscribers. Paid subscriptions have plateaued across major European markets since May 2025, with no recovery signs. This combination proves the market shift is real. Declining market share shows ChatGPT is losing the attention battle, while flat subscription growth indicates monetization is breaking down. Google doesn't need to convert users to paid subscriptions. They're monetizing through their existing advertising engine while giving away premium AI features that OpenAI charges $20 monthly to access. The strategic asymmetry is devastating. OpenAI needs growth in both usage and conversion, while Google just needs to maintain their search monopoly and let Gemini ride along for free. Microsoft, OpenAI's longtime strategic partner, announced in March 2026 that it will add rival Anthropic's Claude as a second large language model for its Copilot system, essentially hedging their $18 billion bet on OpenAI by diversifying their AI portfolio. Microsoft's new critique feature puts the two models to work in sequence. GPT drafts a response to a research query, and Claude reviews it for accuracy, completeness, and citation quality before the response is given to the user. This multi-model approach has led to a 13.8% improvement on the Draco benchmark, an industry measure of deep research quality, putting it ahead of standalone deep research tools from OpenAI, Google, Perplexity, and Anthropic. Microsoft essentially had to build their own version of Google's strategy, combining multiple AI models to match what Google delivers through Gemini's integration with their broader platform. Anthropic is responding with an entirely different playbook. They're committing an initial $100 million to their Claude partner network for 2026 and expect to invest even more over time. Rather than competing on price, Anthropic is building enterprise moats. They're rolling out full Microsoft 365 integration, enabling Claude to function as a single agent across Excel, PowerPoint, Word, and Outlook, carrying context across all 4 applications simultaneously. Add-ins for Excel, PowerPoint, and Word became generally available in May 2026. Enterprise contracts offer what consumer subscriptions cannot: high margin, multi-year commitments, deep integration into mission-critical workflows that make switching costs real, and usage volumes that justify the staggering capital expenditures these labs are pouring into compute. The strategic divergence is stark. While Google uses free AI to strengthen their advertising monopoly and OpenAI burns cash trying to build a sustainable subscription business, Anthropic is betting everything on becoming indispensable to enterprise workflows. The company projected 10x growth only to see 80x instead, suggesting their enterprise-first strategy is working exactly as planned, even as Google's free model devastates the broader consumer AI market. Every major AI company is now forced to choose: compete on price like OpenAI and lose, integrate across ecosystems like Microsoft and Anthropic, or leverage existing monopolies like Google. There is no fourth path. Here's your complete strategic roadmap for navigating this AI market transformation. This isn't just about switching subscriptions, it's about positioning yourself for a fundamentally different competitive landscape that will reshape how we access and pay for AI tools over the next 18 months. Your immediate subscription decisions require action within the next 30 to 45 days. Cancel your ChatGPT Plus subscription before your next billing cycle. Google One AI Premium at $19.99 monthly delivers 2 terabyte storage plus Gemini Advanced, matching ChatGPT Plus pricing while adding substantial bundled value. If you're not a heavy AI user, consider downgrading to a lower-tier Google One storage plan instead of fully canceling, which removes Gemini Advanced but preserves your storage continuity and keeps you positioned for future upgrades as Google's bundling strategy evolves. The subscription consolidation opportunity requires careful timing over the next 60 to 90 days. Most users can consolidate to a single platform once Google's bundling matures. At $19.99 monthly, you get access to Gemini Advanced 2 terabyte storage and increasingly YouTube Premium Lite in select regions. That replaces what used to require ChatGPT Plus at $20 plus separate storage solutions. Make this transition by the end of your current billing cycle to avoid double charges, but avoid annual commitments until the competitive landscape stabilizes. For power users currently maintaining multiple subscriptions, the math shifts dramatically. If you're paying for ChatGPT Plus at $20, Claude Pro at $20, and Gemini Advanced at $20, Google's bundling strategy forces a consolidation decision within the next 90 days. Stick with fragmented subscriptions at $60 monthly, or migrate to Google's ecosystem at $19.99 monthly and accept potential lock-in costs later. The risk isn't the switch. It's committing to annual plans before Google's strategy fully stabilizes. Monthly payments keep you flexible as the landscape shifts through the remainder of 2026. Timeline considerations matter critically for the next 12 months. Google's bundling announcements suggest they're moving aggressively through Q2 and Q3 of 2026. Expect additional service integrations and potentially deeper storage offerings by year-end. This means any subscription decisions you make now should be revisited quarterly, not annually. Set calendar reminders for June, September, and December 2026 to reassess your AI tool stack as competitive dynamics accelerate. Your quarterly review process should evaluate 3 key factors: total monthly AI spending compared to bundled alternatives, new feature releases from major platforms, and market share shifts that indicate platform stability. When Google announces new bundle components or when OpenAI's market share drops below 50%, that's your signal to accelerate migration timelines. Enterprise teams face more complex decisions with longer-term implications requiring immediate action. Audit your current AI tools spend within the next 2 weeks. Calculate total monthly costs across ChatGPT Team, Claude Pro for Business, and any Gemini Workspace add-ons. Document which teams use which tools and for what specific workflows. This audit becomes your baseline for measuring bundling, savings, and migration complexity. Your enterprise positioning strategy should assume Google's pricing floor will hold or drop further, not recover. This means renegotiating existing contracts to shorter terms, typically 12 months maximum, instead of multi-year deals. When current contracts come up for renewal between now and Q4 2026, prioritize flexibility over price discounts. A 10% discount on a 3-year contract becomes worthless if better bundled alternatives emerge in year 1. Build flexibility into your tech stack by avoiding deep integrations with any single AI provider until market consolidation stabilizes, likely sometime in late 2026 or early 2027. This means using API wrappers, maintaining multi-vendor capabilities, and training teams on at least 2 platforms. The additional complexity pays off when rapid switching becomes necessary. For businesses currently evaluating AI implementations, delay major commitments by 90 to 120 days if operationally feasible. The current pricing war will likely produce clearer winners and more stable pricing by Q4 2026. However, if competitive pressure requires immediate AI deployment, choose solutions with the lowest switching costs and shortest contract terms. Prioritize platforms that offer API compatibility or export capabilities that preserve your work if migration becomes necessary. Your technical preparation timeline should begin immediately, even if you're not switching platforms yet. Within the next 60 days, document your current AI workflows, API dependencies, and integration points. Create migration checklists for moving between platforms. Test Google's Gemini API capabilities against your current OpenAI implementations to understand switching complexity and performance differences. This preparation work gives you rapid deployment capability when market conditions favor a switch. Set up monitoring systems to track specific indicators monthly through 2026. Google's bundling announcements, OpenAI's pricing changes, or new bundling attempts, enterprise adoption metrics from your industry peers, and platform performance benchmarks for your specific use cases. When two or more major competitors in your sector announce AI platform switches within a 30-day period, that's your signal to accelerate your own timeline regardless of your original migration schedule. Your financial planning should account for potential savings and switching costs over the next 18 months. Calculate your current annual AI spending, then model 3 scenarios: staying with current tools, switching to Google's bundled offerings, and adopting a hybrid approach. Factor migration time costs, potential productivity disruptions, and training requirements. For most organizations, the savings from bundling will outweigh switching costs within 6 to 9 months, making 2026 the optimal window for major platform decisions. The risk management component requires preparing for multiple outcomes. Google's bundling advantage could accelerate, forcing faster consolidation than expected. Alternatively, OpenAI or other competitors could respond with their own bundling strategies, creating new options by late 2026. Position yourself to benefit from either scenario by maintaining optionality rather than locking into any single ecosystem. The cost of flexibility is small compared to the risk of being stranded on an uncompetitive platform during the most significant market shift in AI history.